My name is Ritwik Bhowmik. I work as an actor in the Indian film industry, specifically the Hindi film industry. What is the most trending debate about our film industry that you've heard on the internet in the past 4 or 5 years? Insiders versus outsiders. Correct. I do not belong to a family that has ever worked in the film industry, so I'm categorized as an outsider. Now, outsiders have always been looked at from a position of disadvantage. I don't think so. I really don't believe so. Now, let me explain why. I consider myself to be an eternal outsider. I'll also explain why I say that. I was born in a middle-class Bengali family in a city called Aurangabad, which is in Maharashtra. And then we moved to Mysore, which is in Karnataka. Then I moved to Mumbai. Back then it was Bombay. And then after that, I moved to Bangalore, which is now Bengaluru. And then after that, I moved back to Mumbai again. Everywhere I went, I was an outsider. In Bangalore, I was the North Indian boy. In Mumbai, I was the East Indian boy. In Bengal, I was the Probashi. Now, Probashi is a word that Bengalis use to explain that you're not a residential Bengali. You live elsewhere. You're a Bengali from outside. So at the end of the day, I'm an outsider. So I never really felt at home anywhere, leave alone the film industry, right? But the beauty of this really lies in, which now I understand, is that no one person can ever confine you in the brackets of their understanding. They cannot confine you in the boundaries of their social functionality, right? Now, it is in these moments that I shine. It is in these moments that I take them by surprise. How? How would one do that? The secret lies in one word: acceptance. Accept your boundaries. Respect your boundaries. And then strive to go beyond it. If you accept who you are, where you come from, respect it, only then can you move forward from it, right? It is in acceptance that lies the secret, right? Am I boring you guys? So that's what I learned from being an outsider, right? Now from there on, I have slowly and steadily formed a position where I have started using the advantages of being an outsider, right? I jokingly say to a lot of people that I'm at an advantage of being an outsider because insiders are the kids that have been brought up by families that have worked for cinema, whereas I have been brought up by cinema itself. And I truly believe that. I've always maintained this as a joke, but I seriously believe that my nourishment, my nurture has been done by my baba, my ma, and cinema. It is cinema that has taught me the right from the wrongs. It is cinema that has taught me that at the end of the day, the good guy wins. It is cinema that has taught me that the world belongs to the ones that stick to the right path, right? And I've really learned these things from films, and that's how I've grown up. And so far, very honestly, the optimist in me truly still believes in it. The realist in me is working very hard to realize it. And as one of my favorite lines in a Hindi film states, and I quote, and I saw a picture of that film also over here, कि हमारी फिल्मों की तरह हमारी जिंदगी में भी अंत तक सब कुछ ठीक ही हो जाता है, और अगर वो ठीक ना हो तो as simple as that, as simple as that. Now that's about being an outsider. Now let's talk about another topic that I have learned in the past few years that I've been working as an actor. It's called trends, right? We belong to a generation that loves following trends, whether on the internet or outside of it. Now the thing about trends is, like when I was in school, we were taught this concept in commerce called diminishing marginal utility. ये पढ़ी है आपने कहीं पे? Correct. To simply understand it, diminishing marginal utility में क्या होता है? Imagine you want to eat mangoes. You're really craving mangoes, right? And somebody gives you like a dozen of it, right? The first mango you eat, it provides you the highest margin of utility. The second, the margin drops. Third, it drops again to a point where it gets to zero. And then if you keep eating, you will despise the sight of mangoes. You'll get nauseated. That's when you get into negative, right? in the process of following trends, in the process of trying to repeat the same thing again and again and again because it was successful at some point, do not nauseate your consumers, your audience, right? That's something that I've learned very recently, and the entire film industry is learning that, right? If I myself set a trend, and if I keep repeating that, if I do the same thing on and on and on, nobody wants to watch me. My presence, my work in the film industry gets absolutely redundant. Hence, in the process of being a generation that likes and that follows, do not forget to love and to lead. It's very important, extremely important, right? Now that I've spoken about love, it's my favorite topic to talk about. I can go on about it on and on and on. I truly believe that love is the fuel that the world runs on. Yeah? Do you believe that too? I hope you're not just saying yes because I'm saying it. My simple understanding of love, before I tell you my definition of love, let me just tell you that I think that it is the absence of love that creates fiction. It is the presence of love that helps creation. Do you agree with me on that? If you agree with me on that, then you'll understand where I'm coming from. Because my definition of love is the absence of ego. It is where the idea of I, when that ends, is when love starts beginning, right? Yeah, you think so? Do you agree with me? Yeah? Now, I'm not saying at any point that you don't need to love yourself. It's very important to love yourself. It is of utmost importance to love yourself first. But that does not mean that we get so inwardly occupied that we cannot see beyond it. That does not mean that we empathize with ourselves so much that we have nothing left to offer to others. Love those who really need it. Empathize with those that do not have your privileges. Because in that love is strength. And this strength is something that you need every single day of your life if you want to be successful. Every single day. Not every alternate day, not on weekends, not at work. Every single day. So exercise this love, put it to good use, and have a great life. Thank you. That was all. Thank you. Thank you so much.